Hey there folks, in this video we're going to be factoring some more trinomials here, some more quadratic trinomials, only now our a value is not going to be equal to 1 and it's not going to be a GCF that could simply get factored out. As you can see, this video is going to contain 6 problems. Normally I like to stay under the 10-minute mark. I cannot make any promises for this one. My advice to you guys would be take a stab at these problems first, see which ones you can do, which ones you can't do, and if there's anything that you struggle with, maybe fast forward until you get to that problem and you can kind of hear my suggestions for it. All right, so first, let's get started, with the first problem, 3x squared minus 7x. I want this thing factored out into 2 linear binomials. All right, normally we would start off with an x and an x. Well, unfortunately I can't do that because x times x is just x squared. I need a 3x squared. Well, fortunately 3 is prime. Prime meaning the only way to get a 3 is to multiply 3 times 1. So if I did a 3x times 1x, that would result in a 3x squared. And if you don't want to write the 1, you don't have to write the 1. All right, so I've got the first term down. Now the second term has to be factors of 4. So it's either going to be 1 and 4, or it could be 2 and 2. My advice to you guys is if you have a scenario where like 4 is a perfect square, right? So you have 2 and 2. I would try that combination first because we don't really have to worry about which number goes here versus in the first parenthesis versus second. Whereas with 1 and 4, if I put a 1 here and a 4 there, that's going to be vastly different than a 4 here and a 1 there. So try the easy one first. Let's try 2 and 2. So if I put a 2 in each one of those spots, I know that that's going to equal out to be a 4. I'm seeing here that there's a negative in the middle, so chances are these both have to be negative 2's. Because a negative times a negative would make a positive, but a sum of a negative number, I would need negative numbers to do that. Let's just double check to see if we get that middle term of negative 7. So if I did 3x times negative 2x, that would be negative 6x. And then 2x times, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. So negative 6x and negative 2x, well, bummer, that's not negative 6x. All right, so that's not going to be our winning combo. Let's go back to the drawing board then. All right, let me erase here. So we know it's not going to be 2 and 2. Let's try 1 and 4 or maybe 4 and 1. Well, if I did 1 here and a 4 here, 4 times 3, so 3x times 4, that might be a little bit too big. That's going to be 12x, so I probably don't want to put a 4 here. I'll put the 4 here and see what happens. So if I put a 4 here and a 1 here, let's see, I'd have negative 3x, negative 4x, negative 3, negative 4. Boom, that's negative 7. So we are good to go. 3x minus 4 times x minus 1 is our answer. Next one, 2x squared plus x minus 6. I forgot to mention this on the last problem. You always want to look for a GCF first between all terms. That'll help shrink down the numbers and give you a more accurate answer. Here I've got 2, a 1, and a 6. There's no GCF. If you ever see a coefficient of 1, that kind of ruins any hope for a GCF. All right, so let's start this off. I know it has to start off with a 2x and a 1x. That's the only possible way to get a 2x squared. But then if I look at the 6, let's see, 6 can either be a 1 and 6 or a 2 and a 3. Now here's where I get to use a little bit of a strategy. We said that there is no GCF from this initial problem. That means there will never be a GCF in either one of these two factors. So I will not be able to factor out anything from this parenthesis chunk, nor will I factor anything out from that. So because of that, whatever number goes in here has to be an odd number. Because if I put an even number here, I'd have a GCF of 2 that I could pull out. So the fact that I know there's no GCF here gives me a little bit of a shortcut that I get to use, and I know that I have to avoid putting an even number here. So this must be an odd number. All right, so let's see. Let's think this through. If I thought it was 1 and 6, I know 1 has to go here because I couldn't put 6 there. 6 would have a GCF. 2 times 6, that's going to be a 12x and a 1x. So that's way too drastic. There's no way I can possibly get that middle number of a 1x there. So I've already ruled that out. So it's got to be the 2 and the 3. The 2's not allowed to go here. That would create a GCF. So the 2 has to go here, which means the 3 would go here. So a 3 and a 2. And now I just need to figure out which one's positive, which one's negative. Because, see, this creates a negative 6. So the only way to do that is positive times a negative. If I multiplied those, I'd get a 4x and a 3x. So it's either going to be 4 minus 3 or a 3 minus 4. If I need to get a positive 1, I'd want to do a positive 4 minus 3. So the positive 4x came from this 2 and this 2 over here. And then the negative 3x would come right here. Okay. That's our answer. Onward. All right, 3x squared minus 14x minus 5. 3x squared minus 14x minus 5. Well, there's no GCF between 3, negative 14, and negative 5. So I'll start off with my parentheses chunks, 3x and 1x. And hey, 5 is prime. Anytime you see a prime number, you should be jumping for joy. Because I know it's either going to be a 1 then a 5, or maybe it's a 5 then a 1. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Maybe let's see if it's the 1 and 5. Let's try that one first. Let's see. 3x times 5 is 15x. 1 times x is 1x. Well, heck, I think we just found our combo. So 1 and 5. 1 and 5. It's got to be a negative 5, though, so one of these has to be negative. If they sum up to be a negative 14x in the middle, if I made that 15x negative, so 3x times negative 5, and then a positive 1x, so it'd be negative 15 plus 1x. There we go. We're done. D-U-N, done. Onward. All right. 10x squared minus 38x plus 24. Big numbers, gross. Although, hey, good news, they're all evens. All evens means there's a GCF of at least 2. If I factored out a 2, let's see, that'd be 5x squared minus, let's see, 20 divided by 2 is 10. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So 38 divided by 2 would be 19. So minus 19x plus 12. Okay. So now I want to factor out this stuff in black ink. Well, 5x, fortunately that's prime, so I know it's got to be a 5x times a 1x. And now we need to figure out what's going on with the 12. Well, this 12 is positive. So by having a positive value here, I know that both these symbols will be the same. So it's either going to be a plus and a plus or a minus and a minus. But the fact that this is a minus means they both need to be negative. So I'm just kind of gathering as much intel as I can. And we want this to equal out to be negative 19. So 5 times something and then something times 1 in order to get 19. Let's think of factors of 12. It's either 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. And I just realized I forgot the GCF of 2. My bad. All right, let's see. If I put a 12 over here, 5 times 12, that's going to be 60. That's way too big for me to get down to a 19. So I know it's not going to be a 12 here, but if it's a 1 here and a 12, let's see, what would that do? If there's a 1 and a 12, that'll give me a negative 5 and a negative 12. That's negative 17, so that ain't going to work. So it's not going to be 1 and 12. That's not our winning combo. Maybe it's 2 and 6. Well, if I put, let's try a 2 here and a 6 here, I'll get negative 30 and a negative 2. No, that wouldn't work. Maybe I'll switch them, a 6 here and a 2 here. That'll give me a negative 10x. And again, I'm getting that by multiplying 5 times negative 2. Negative 10 and a negative 6, that's not going to work. Again, as you're doing this, I realize most of you can probably do this mentally. All right, let's try 3 and 4. Well, I already know 5 times 3 is going to be 15. So if I put a 3 here and then a 4 here, let's see, that would be negative 15, negative 4x. There we go. Negative 15 minus 4, that is negative 19. So we're good. That's our answer. Next one. 6x squared minus 29 plus 30. Ho my Lanta. All right, first and foremost, there are no common factors. So we're stuck with this 6. Not only that, 6 isn't prime. So it's either going to be 6x and a 1x to start us off, or it could be a 2x and a 3x. So we have to kind of be careful. I do know that it has to result in a product of 30. So these numbers that go here have to be factors of 30. And it has to sum up to be negative 29. Since this is positive, both signs have to be the same. Since this is negative, they're both going to be minuses. Okay. So let's think of 30s. Well, factors of 30, it's going to be 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. It's going to be one of those combos. Now, from the very beginning, we said there was no GCF. If there's no GCF to start, there will not be a GCF in any one of these factor pairs. So down here, I know that this number has to be odd. Similar to this one, it has to be an odd number. Because if I put an even number here, I'd have a GCF of 2. Same thing down here. Also, if I put a number here, it cannot be a multiple of 3. So right here, 6 is off limits, 3 is off limits, 15 is off limits, 30 is off limits. So when I'm going through, I don't necessarily need to check every single possible combination. I can be strategic. So let's try the 6x and 1x, shall we? If I did 1 and 30, 30 is not allowed to go here because that's even, so I'd have to put 30 here. Well, 30 times 6, that's 180, so that's way too huge. That's not going to work. Let's try the 2 and 15. Well, I can't put a 2 here because that's even. That creates a GCF. I can't put a 15 here either because then it would have a GCF of 3, so that's out. Let's try 3 and 10. I can't put a 3 here because it's got a GCF. I can't put a 10 here either because it's got a GCF of 2. So let's try 5 and 6. 5 might work. So I could put a 5 here and a 6 here. Let's see what happens. 5 here and a 6 here. Remember, I could not put a 6 here because then I'd have a GCF going. Will this work? 6 times negative 6 gives me negative 36. 5, or negative 5 times 1 is a negative 1. That would give me a negative 41. That's not going to work. All right, so it cannot possibly be this first combination of 6x and 1x. So this one's off the table. Let's move down here to the 2x and the 3x. If I use the 1 and 30, I'm not allowed to put 30 here because that would create a GCF of 2, but I also can't put 30 here because then I'd have a GCF of 3. So 30 off limits. 1 and 30 off limits. Let's try 2 and 15. I'm not allowed to put the 2 here. The 2 would have to go over here, which means the 15 would have to go here. Let's see what happens there. If I put a 15 here and a 2 here, this would be a negative 45x, a negative 4x. That's not going to work. Those numbers are way too big. So 2 and 15, not going to be valid. Let's try 3 and 10. Well, I'm not allowed to put a 10 here because that creates a GCF. I'm not allowed to put a 3 here. That creates a GCF. So 3 would have to go here. 10 would have to go here. That would be a 20x and a 9x. Negative, negative. Boom, we just got it. All right, we have found our match. As you guys go through and do more and more of these, you'll start to pick up patterns about, if you want numbers that are close together or far apart and kind of what implications that leads. All right, last and final one here. Gross, big numbers. 18x squared plus 54x plus 40. Well, again, I've got a GCF. They're all evens. So I know if nothing else, I can take out a 2. So let's take out a 2. I've got 9x squared plus 27x plus 20. Okay. So just like before, there's two different ways that we could potentially set this up to start. Because 9 could be the product of 1 and 9, or it could be the product of 3 and 3. So we have two different scenarios that we're going to kind of have to be careful of. The 2 comes along for the ride. It's either going to be a 9x and a 1x, or maybe it's going to be a 3x and a 3x. Who knows? The second number in these little parenthesis chunks will have to be factors of 20. So either 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. We can use our GCF logic in saying that whatever number goes here cannot be a factor or cannot have a factor of 3, because then we'd create GCFs. But looking at all these numbers, there is no factor of 3, so pretty much anything is fair game. Just like before, anytime you see a number or a situation where both numbers are the same, I would suggest starting off there, because then we don't have to really worry about which number goes where. All right, we got a positive 20, and this middle number is positive, so these will both have plus signs in here. Let's kind of go through. Let's try 1 and 20. If I put a 20 here, 20 times 9 is way too huge. That's not going to work. So I could put a 20 here, and then 1 here. Well, 20 times x, and then 9 times 1, that would be 29. That's not going to work. Maybe 2 and 10, or 10 and 2. If I put a 10 here, 10 times 9, that's 90, so that's not going to work. Maybe the 10 goes here. So 10 times x would be 10x, and then this would 9 times 2. That would be 18. 10 and 18, that's 28. That's not going to work. Let's try 4 and 5. If I put a 5 here, 5 times 9, that gives me 45. That's way too big for me to get a 27. Maybe a 4. 4 times 9, well, that's 36, and then I'd have a 36 and a 5. That's still going to be too big. So that's not going to work. I just realized now as I'm doing this problem, I suggested to start off on this scenario, and I started off on this one regardless. Look at me, not even following my own advice. Come on now, Mr. D, what are you doing? All right, let's try 1 and 20 for the second one. If I put a 20, really in either one of these, when you multiply it across 20 times 3, that's going to be 60, too big. Not going to work. Maybe 2 and 10. So if I put a 10 in one of these, that would give me a 30x, and a 2 would give me 2 times 3 is 6. 30 and 6, nope, that's not going to work either. It's going to have to be 4 and 5, right? That's our only option. Let's see, 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 3 is 12. 15 plus 12, boom, 27. All right, so there's our answer. So you guys will see with these problems, there is kind of an element of guess and check that goes along with it, but a lot of it is going to be mental math friendly, so if you've got a good number sense, you should be able to fly through these relatively quickly. And there are kind of little shortcuts along the way, especially with that GCF thing that I was talking about, where you can automatically eliminate certain number options. So kind of keep those things in mind as you're going through. You know the drill. If you have any questions, please let me know. Good luck. Have fun. Be safe. Roll Tide.